Welcome to this video on routing in Flutter. After watching this video, you'll be able to use routing to navigate between different screens in mobile applications. You will learn two methods to set up routes and use the Navigator class to perform basic navigation. Finally, you will learn how to pass data between screens for real-time interactions in your app. Imagine embarking on an epic journey from the east to west coast. Your lifeline is a trustworthy map that will help you choose routes with plenty of rest stops and scenic viewpoints. Routing in Flutter is similar, but on a much smaller scale. It defines the best way to navigate between screens in your app. The key to implementing routing is to choose routes that will intuitively and logically guide users through the app's features. First, consider each screen in your app as a route stop to create a practical framework for seamless navigation. In Flutter, routes are typically instances of Cupertino PageRoute or Material PageRoute classes. Cupertino PageRoute offers iOS native-like experiences, while Material PageRoute gives your app a look and feel that resonates with Android users. These predefined classes will help you implement platform-specific transitions to meet specific app customization requirements. Next, we'll look at how the Navigator class manages routes and screen transitions. This class follows stack principles that resemble adding a book to a stack of books. You'll need to push a new route to the stack to go to a new screen. Removing a route from the stack will take you to the previous screen, just like pulling a book from a stack. There are two methods for defining routes. The first method is named route, which provides a centralized and structured navigation approach by naming each route. These names serve as unique identifiers for better code readability and simplified navigation. Named routes typically use strings to define routes, which are helpful for large applications with multiple screens. Let's look at some code to understand named routes better. This line initializes the Material app widget to create a UI based on Material design standards. Initial route displays the app's initial screen when it starts. Context refers to the location of the current screen. Finally, this method pushes a new route onto the stack. Here's another piece of code featuring named routes. Here, the named routes are defined in the routes property of the Material app widget. Initial route specifies the initial screen that will be displayed. Finally, this method helps the screen navigate to the specified route. The second method is the direct route, which passes the Material PageRoute or Cupertino PageRoute directly to the navigator. Let's have a look at this code to understand direct routes better. This method pushes a new route onto the stack, with context referring to the location of the current screen. Material PageRoute creates a new route that navigates to the second screen. Let's look at a simple code example to understand how the Navigator class can be used for basic forward and backward navigation between screens. My app is a widget that houses the Material app widget. The app has two screens, the first screen and the second screen. The first screen widget contains a button that navigates to the second screen widget when the button method is used, adding the screen to the navigation stack. The pop method navigates backward by removing the screen that has just been added, in this case, the second screen. You'll often need to transfer data between screens. Navigator.push and Navigator.pushNamed allow you to pass information to the screen of your choice, enabling dynamic and real-time interactions within your app. This code takes you through data transfer using Navigator.push. Here, the first screen class passes a data string named hello from first screen to the second screen. The second screen class has a constructor that accepts the string from the first screen and displays it. Let's look at a few examples of routing in Flutter. The first is to navigate to a new screen with the click of a button. This method adds a new route or screen to the stack. The second example returns data to a previous screen. If you are retrieving newly filled data on a form, this method displays the retrieved content in the builder function on the new screen. You've already explored named routes. Here, a method is used to transition to a second route. Routing facilitates deep linking, directing users to specific screens within your app. You could also use routing to remove the current screen and navigate back to a previous screen. This method eliminates a route and references the context to access the navigation stack. Another scenario arises when you need to replace a screen with a new one. This method removes a route and replaces it with a new screen. Next, you will see how nested navigation facilitates independent navigation for different sections in an app. For example, your app could have separate stacks for tabs like Home, Services, or Profiles. The bottom navigation bar container allows users to navigate to specific tabs without impacting overall navigation. The final example is conditional navigation, which changes routes based on conditions such as user authentication status, app status, or user preferences. In this video, you learned to perform routing between screens by using different classes and methods, create named routes for a centralized and structured navigation approach, create direct routes by passing Material Page Route or Cupertino Page Route directly to the navigator, perform basic navigation by using the Navigator class, transfer data between screens to enable real-time app interactions, differentiate between different routing use cases in Flutter so that you can implement the code efficiently.